Welcome back to the Shane and Shelby Show.
I'm Shane. This is my beautiful wife, Shelby, over here. How's it going?
It's been a week. It's always been a week for us. I feel like it's pretty crazy. We've had some pretty big changes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell them what today's episode is going to be about? Because we know your rant.
Yeah, we're going to talk about why influencers suck.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's new.
Yeah? That's not what you had in mind?
It's a little bit different.
Oh.
I thought we were going with de-influencing.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay. Okay, so today's episode is going to be about de-influencing and apparently why influencers suck. But first, let's recap. We have an entirely new podcast studio
Yeah, we do.
around us. Is it better? We don't know.
Honestly, probably not.
Probably not. We ordered random lights. We got a plant. Yay for the plant. A new table and some different stands that don't fall over. We're hoping that this room, instead of, it was my office for filming, being an influencer, right? So we've taken that away. I no longer have an office, and I'm blaming Shane. He's taken my office away.
You can't do that.
I'm just kidding.
This was your idea completely.
It was completely my idea. And so when we had a brainstorming day, do you want to tell them about our brainstorming day?
Yeah, because we tried to change literally every room in this house.
Yeah. So we have been filming in this space for these last few episodes. I'm sure you've noticed. Same black wall, but I don't know. It's not ideal to have to take down and set up an entire podcast studio for me to go back to like filming in this office. So we were like, well, where else can we put a podcast studio in our home? And we do have a pretty good size home, but all of the rooms are accounted for.
No empty rooms.
No empty rooms here. And so we went upstairs to our game room, which is like this big wide open room, and thought, can we build an extra wall in here?
Mhm.
Make the game room smaller, turn it into a podcast studio. Resale value was going to plummet with that idea. And we move a lot.
We've done it before, though. We've put walls in places there were no walls. So,
We did. If you didn't see the pantry update, we dramatically changed our home and added some walls. And so we cut out the game room idea. That one just didn't
there's
work out.
a lot going on there. And the kids, like, that's their most used room.
It is. So we were going to take a room away from the kids. It just wasn't making sense. So we came downstairs and said, okay, what about our guest room? I had the idea of a Murphy bed.
Yeah.
I've seen those. If you Google those, though, they're ugly.
They are ugly and very expensive.
Very expensive for an ugly one. And then you have to have a separate mattress, like a special mattress for those.
Yeah, that's where I gave up on that idea was the mattress.
Yeah, then you got to pay more money for a mattress. And then, I don't know, it just wasn't working out. So I said,
we thought about even just like when people come to stay, we just like rebuild that room with a bed frame that's easy to build and just like have the mattress in the attic too. We rolled that one out. That one seemed like a lot of work.
yeah, so we decided not having a guest room wasn't ideal.
Yeah.
Having a guest room that was a half podcast, half guest room also didn't seem ideal. And then we thought about, we probably should have made the formal dining room that we turned into a pantry a podcast studio.
Yeah.
But, well, we already spent all the money to make it a pantry.
Yeah.
So can't really fix that one. So then we decided, what if we just stayed in the same room? Yeah.
And here we are.
And here we are. But then where do I film my videos? Because I am still an influencer. I might not be doing the best job as being an influencer anymore, but I still am one. I probably should do some work. So we took it back to the start. If you've been here from the start, I applaud you because we've had a lot of ups and downs, guys. But where we started 2 houses ago, we started with me just in our bedroom because we had a smaller house, much smaller house then. We did not have any office space or anything like that. Shane worked in our game room.
In an open space above the stairs.
Yeah, on calls, like actually worked. And So we didn't have any extra space. I just would film in our bedroom and shut the door, and I would, destroy the entire place. And it was honestly the most humble of beginnings, you know? And to go back to doing that honestly made me feel better. It was like giving me a little bit of a spark back, a little bit more joy, taking it back to the start. We did get our floors done. So that was one of the big things when we moved into this house. It had carpet in our bedroom. And I don't know. I'm not a carpet in the bedroom type of person,
Yeah.
even though Shane is and gets mad at me because I put a big rug.
Yeah, that's my hang up on this whole situation is, hey, let's spend, a decent amount of money putting wood floors in this room, right? No one wants to walk on those though. And then we put this big ass rug that's almost the entire size of the room on top of these wood floors. I can't get it. I can't get there.
But it looks stunning. And so
Sure.
now
But
I'm
it
like,
doesn't feel great on my feetsies in the morning.
the rug's great. I got the thick one for you.
I mean, it feels good, but it's not the same as like shag carpet.
No, it's sure not. So we decide, okay, we're gonna just go into our room. Well, the room was not set up,
Mm.
at the time to make it a good background for filming. And so I decided to move every dresser in the house around in circles and finally have come to a good position. I like where we're at for our room. I kind of trashed this one though, so
Everything else has to be redone.
but that's how I do things, and I get this idea, like, the idea will just come to me after, like, a long brainstorming session. I'll get the idea, but it needs to be implemented right then,
Yeah.
and I can't function if it's not, and obviously, I can't move all of this stuff by myself, so then Shane has to move it all for me.
Yeah.
So
How many
that's
dressers was that? So one's in 3 pieces, so there's 3, 4, 5 dressers moving around, and you tried to bring a 6th one into the mix.
I
It's
did.
like, "Hell no, we gotta chill out."
Yes. So, we've made some changes to our house, even though I am still on the idea of actually moving.
Yeah.
So, I might completely send Shane off the deep end if I'm like, "Hey, by the way, we actually are moving to
We
Florida."
get movers for that though, so,
Yeah, but then we've gotta go to a new house and figure out a podcast studio.
Mm, I
Mm,
haven't thought about that.
yeah. I think it'd be worth it though because the beach.
Maybe, you keep saying that.
Mhm.
You're planning another beach trip, right? So we're trying to get fit in the next, what, couple days?
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be going to the beach with some of my girlfriends from high school, and well, that's in 5 weeks, and I am not even close, nowhere near close to what I wanna look like,
Yeah.
and that's unfortunate because 5 weeks is a pretty short amount of time,
It's not a lot.
and I'm not doing anything, that would get that weight off that quickly.
Well, we started this week though.
We started our workouts, yep,
Yeah.
2 days strong
We're getting after it.
out of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
We're trying to be a little healthier too though.
we're eating better, I'm doing a little bit low carb, also drinking complete garbage for me,
Yeah.
but, also Alani is now been sold to Celsius,
Yeah.
so they might get
They're
worse.
doing well. You know what? We should make some of these bullshit drinks ourselves and try to start a company. Cause let me be honest, no one needs damn probiotics in their sodas, right? No one understands gut health. And you're trying to sell me on gut health? I don't give a damn about my gut
Some people do. I
because they
do.
were told on TikTok that they do.
I do believe in gut health, although I don't believe in drinking a soda for gut health.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. And they taste like shit. Let's be honest.
They do, they're pretty bad. Do you remember
I do.
that table? We sat at the table and tried
Not all of them.
all of them. Trash.
Garbage. If you're gonna drink something healthy, drink some damn water. That's
That's
what you need.
that's true. Do you remember I was on, like, an Olipop kick there for a while, and I would put it in a wine glass?
Uh-huh.
And do you know how bad that messed up my belly?
Those are awful too.
Yeah,
Those
because
are like cough syrups.
it's like the probiotic stuff, and it makes your belly, like, gurgle.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, at least the one I remember, close enough to Dr. Pepper where it like pisses you off that it's not actually Dr. Pepper.
I don't feel like they said that those things taste like Dr. Pepper. They do
Not
not.
at all.
Not at all. Yeah, but Poppy did just sell.
I know.
They are making
Yeah.
bank.
And they're ruining, well, I wouldn't say they're ruining American Idol with all those damn commercials because American Idol, let me tell you, is kind of shitty this season because there's not enough shitty people.
They're sending everyone to Hollywood.
Everyone. And I know more about Carrie Underwood now than I ever cared to know because every episode is like a tribute to her and we're 4 deep now, all right? I get it. She's great and she came from there. Y'all got to chill.
It is a little overkill this year. I think the first episode, yeah, for sure, go for it. But 4 in, we get the point she was on American Idol.
If they keep this going, if by number 6 they're still giving her tributes, I'm out. I don't care who's on there.
No, you're watching it.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So moving on. Are we
Yes.
moving in to de-influencing? De-influencing, I'm going to start with what de-influencing is. For those that don't know, it's a term that just came about probably in the past year, and it's a kind of a trend, like a little niche where people tell you things that you shouldn't buy, and most of the times give you alternatives to other things that you should buy.
Mm.
But I think the biggest issue right now with influencer culture is going back to a previous podcast, everyone loves everything. And it's crap. And so I don't agree with that. And I think that the de-influencing trend is a really good thing for people to say, hey, like, no, this product's actually garbage. Now, most people won't. Most people still won't do it. Even if they dislike something, they're not gonna say that they dislike it because then they're gonna tick off a brand and they want those brand deals. And I will say, brands don't seem to be too pleased with me right now.
Yeah.
With my current de-influencing trend, but I'm getting so many people saying, like, "Thank you for doing this. Like, thank you for sharing the things, that suck." So I shared the first one that I did the other day. I did not expect. We were on spring break. I did not expect to have so many people lose their mind over sheets. And so that was my first thing to talk about. And I've always been the type of influencer that'll tell you, like, I did a whole dress video of dresses that absolutely were god awful and didn't fit. And so I've never been against doing that, but I don't know, I haven't made it a series or anything like that, you know? So I shared the other day just because I had ordered some sheets and they sucked, and so many people, so many people came to me with sheet recommendations. And so I spent our entire spring break putting together this list, and, it's pretty good list. I did save it to highlight.
Yeah. People need that information. You might be the go-to person for sheets right now.
Never thought I'd be the go-to person for sheets. I am gonna try them and, review them myself. I tagged the top 10 brands,
Mm.
on my story. None of them were like, "Hey, we wanna send you some sheets." And you know what? I think it's because their sheets probably suck.
They're probably a little worried
I
about
think they're scared.
that review. Yeah.
Yeah, they're scared of my honest reviews, and I don't blame them. They should be.
Yeah.
But so we shared about sheets, and then I went off the deep end, not really off the deep end, but just, like, had a really emotional moment.
On the board, about to jump.
Yeah, about wedding rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I got an upgraded ring, but the ring that I'm wearing right now is my original ring.
The OG.
The OG. And I had so many messages about this, people saying, "Thank you for saying this because I've been considering an upgrade." People almost shaming me.
What did you say? Let's start with that.
Okay, so I said that you shouldn't get a ring upgrade
Yeah.
or a new ring. Calling it an upgrade offends some people. So I got one, and so the reason I got one is we got married super young, we were super poor, got my ring from Sam's Club, the fine jewelry section, it is a diamond, but got it from Sam's Club, and it took us, like, 2 years and some tax returns.
Yeah. That ring means some shit.
It does. It's
We struggled to get that, and,
yes.
like, I feel like I was the funny part, like, ready to get married, probably a year before we actually did, just because we could not afford to get a ring or do any of the stuff that came with the ring, and so we just kinda sat there and stared at it for a long time, so that ring's got some value that's not on the price tag.
Right. And so it is significant and, like, sentimental for that reminder of, like, where we came from. But at the same time, so the reason I wanted a band, that's where we started, is I never got a wedding band. I got an engagement ring, and I got a $12 wedding band from Amazon just for our wedding, and it didn't even fit 'cause my hands were swollen, um, because the AC went out at the church on our wedding day, but that's a separate topic. But I never got a wedding band, and so that's what we were going to get. So we had been, we've now been together 12 years, married almost 9, and so I was like, "Well, I could get a wedding band, but because of how my ring's made, I would need it custom."
Mhm.
And that cost quite a bit, and I was like, "Well, why don't I just get, like, a new wedding set?" All these people, all these influencers are getting these upgraded rings, and, like, nowadays, people are doing the solitaire, and they're doing this, that, or the other, and so I was influenced to get a ring upgrade, and it is beautiful. I custom designed the entire thing, but it is not an engagement ring. Shane didn't, like, get on a knee and re-propose, like, it's just a ring. It is a very stunning ring, but it means, like, literally nothing. And so wearing it, I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty, but that's not my wedding ring." And it's a mental block that I have where it's like, it's not sentimental. Is it a pretty ring? Yes. I can't really wear it on my right hand because that would look really strange. It's a large ring. And so I just went back to wearing my original one, and I just feel so much more sentimental and, like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but I shared that on my stories, and some people, like, honestly, they didn't come for me, but they came for the idea of even getting a ring upgrade, and I used to be that person. I was one that never would have picked a ring upgrade, but it was almost like I listened to what everyone was doing, and, like, the old saying is, "If everyone's jumping off a cliff, are you going to too?" And I did, and I shouldn't have. But at least I'm honest about it. And I'm like, "You know what? I screwed up. Here, let me help you not screw up." And so some people did really appreciate that. I did have one man, I don't know how he ended up on my Instagram, but he was mad, and he was like, "No, that's, like, literally trying to upgrade your kids." And I was like, I think that's a reach." But he was like, "I would, like, want to divorce my wife if she asked for a ring upgrade." I was like,
That's extreme.
it was really extreme, and I had a lot of people say that their husband tried to upgrade their ring and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Um, so it is the man's idea sometimes. I felt like you were on board with, like, whatever I wanted,
Yeah.
which I appreciate, but at the same time, I feel, like, so guilty for even, like, getting the new one, which it was a lesson learned. I learned it the hard way. But lesson learned. So, I did share that the other day, and I feel like here lately, what I've been feeling led to share are these, like,
Yeah.
real moments that I'm having instead of, like, the new spring collection or the this or that or the other. Like, yes, I love fashion, and I do love sharing new things, and I have my swimsuit series going on right now, and I like it, but it's n I don't know, I'm over the sales. And I've always been sales driven. I've been like a salesperson in other jobs, but, like, I'm over it. I'm over the overconsumption. I don't want any more clothes. I don't need any more clothes, and I think so many other people are in that same boat. We've all been sold to for so long. The influencer rate is, like, shot through the roof. Like, there's tons of people selling you crap all the time. And the ads are getting so much even from non-influencers, like brands running these ads, like, nonstop, you can't get away from it. So I've gotten to this point where I just really want to share real life, authentically me, things that I don't think you should do, things that I think you should do, and it's gonna hurt us financially. Um,
As most of your decisions do.
as most of my decisions do, but I think it's what I'm supposed to do, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't I don't really know what it's preparing me for. Hopefully this podcast takes off or something, and I had people message me and say, "I wish other influencers would get on this bandwagon, like, would do de-influencing, tell us the things that we should not buy." And I said, "Don't share for the springs or don't buy anything on the Amazon spring sale, it's not worth your money." And people are saying, "Oh, I wish other influencers would say that because I feel like I'm supposed to buy." Like it's
Yeah.
that FOMO. And I told the woman, "That's not gonna happen. These influencers are not gonna jump on this bandwagon because the brands that pay their bills are not gonna pay their bills anymore, and then if you're not pushing products, you're not making any commission, and therefore you are making no money as an influencer, and this job isn't that fun to do for free." And so we are blessed to have already built up kind of our business and to be able to, like, take a step back and do things our own way, but it won't always work
No.
because we have to make money somehow. And so I'm just trusting that something will fall into place and that even if my entire influencer career, like, blows up, that I'll figure it out. But it's a scary place to be in.
It is. Yeah. But I think at the same time, like, there's not like a niche that is doing this currently. And there needs to be. Like, everyone is asking for, like, what's your actual recommendation on things, because they know that you're actually going to give them real insight onto stuff. And if they come to you with, like, hey, should I use this brand for this? You can legitimately say, hell no. Like, I don't know what the answer is, but I know it's not them. And that's where other influencers are not doing that. They're going to be whatever their commission comes from. If they have some sort of affiliate program where they get, a couple of dollars from it, they're going to tell you that one, even if it's shit, just because, like, hey, I get a couple of bucks from telling this person that these are good sheets when they know damn well they're not good sheets.
That's very true.
I do want to say that, at least on TikTok, I'm not a big TikTok guy. And so anytime I show up on there, it's like some random shit that I've never seen. And I will say, no one needs all that damn protein. Like, every time I'm on there, people are trying to tell me that I need some new protein powder, or that now it doesn't have a flavor and you can just mix it with water. Nobody needs all this protein. Like, what the hell are you doing where you need all this protein?
I think that the protein trend, so it's a huge trend across all social medias that you should have a high protein intake, like at least 100 grams per day. And I'm sorry, but eating normal food, you cannot get 100 grams of protein per day.
Mhm.
And so they're telling you to take all these protein powders, mix your protein powder with your yogurt that's already got protein in it, and then add in more and more protein. Well, they're also not telling you that you need fiber for that much protein because, oh my gosh, you're messing your system up. But it's this push for protein, and I'm not buying it anymore. I was buying into it there for a little bit. I was buying these Clean Simple Eats protein powders and whatever, but I'm to the point where I'm like, this has got to not be healthy for you.
No, there's a, like, obviously there's got to be a difference between eating some chicken or eggs versus drinking this powdery bullshit.
Yeah,
Like, that's
100%.
not the same. Like, maybe you're getting 200 grams of protein, but if it's coming from this random dust bullshit, then if it's dusted on some chips that taste like you're eating cardboard with some buffalo flavoring on it, that shit's not good for you.
Oh, those chips were terrible.
God awful.
Yeah, those were really
We had
bad.
like 5 flavors of them. I would have went outside and licked the side of our house instead of eating a bag of those. Like, terrible.
Yeah, protein chips are not it. Protein anything except those pancake cups, I do like those, but I do think that they're probably terrible for you.
Yeah.
Anything that's, like, adding artificial stuff to give you all of this protein cannot be good for you. I think we just need to eat, like, whole fruits, veggies, meats.
Eat normal shit.
Yeah.
But also, eating normal shit does not give you a discount code for 15% off. If you apply it at your checkout, we get $2. Okay?
Valid.
And so, how are we going to sell you on some chicken? I do have, because I couldn't throw it away because she said this bottle looked great. Volleman's Family Farm. It's a milk jug. It's in a glass bottle. I've been drinking my water out of it because you told me I couldn't throw it away.
So I got this milk the other day. So I really like Dutch Bros coffee. And I like their mochas, and they're so tasty, but I'm certain terrible for me and very expensive to buy all the time.
Yeah.
So we have an espresso. I was like, "Hey, I think they're just mixing espresso with chocolate milk." And I don't even drink milk. I think that's important to note is like I don't even like milk. But we were at HEB, our like Texas fancy grocery store. And well, maybe not fancy, but they have some nice things.
Do you know what HEB stands for?
Heb,
What does it stand for?
I don't know.
Here, everything's better, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I
Oh.
think that's it.
Well, they do have some good stuff.
It's a good place.
It's no, like, Sprouts or Whole Foods, but it's a supermarket. I don't really know how to explain them, but they got some Texas stuff. So, anyway, I saw this milk in this glass jar, and it said it was, like, specialty protein, it was in a glass jar, said something about being local from Texas, and I was like, "That sounds like I should be able to drink it and it not poison me." And so I did, and I made my own Dutch Bros, and that was bomb.
Those were fire.
But do you know how much that tiny glass I mean, it's not tiny, but for milk, that's a tiny glass. Do you know how much that thing cost?
$6.
I think it was 5.
$5.
$5, but I didn't even know the ounces on that.
32.
32 ounces for $5.
That's quite a bit.
That's a lot.
But I think it's real.
I think it is too. So that was $5, but I got how many coffees out of that? Like 4 or 5
lot, yeah.
coffees, which the coffees are $6 a piece, so I'm making money.
No.
Yeah,
Making,
yeah.
saving.
Returns, make money. Girl math.
Sure.
It's a thing.
Okay.
No, it is.
Mm.
So anyway, what do you have anything else that you would like to de-influence people on? Ooh, I have one.
What you got?
Walmart clothing.
All right, you start.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have seen all these people are all these influencers are sharing Walmart clothing. And I'm sorry, but growing up in the South, maybe it was different for other people. You didn't tell people your clothes were from Walmart. They were. They were. My mom couldn't afford other things. I was wearing Walmart clothes. But you didn't tell people. That was like you keep that hush hush because you didn't want people to know you're wearing Walmart clothes. And now we're marketing them to the masses like influencers saying, "Hey, buy all your clothes from Walmart." What? I just can't get on board, and maybe it's just how I grew up, but well, also, it's not good quality whatsoever. I think they have the same sellers as Amazon, which Amazon's gone completely to trash too and raised the prices, but I had someone message me saying, "I'm so sick of these influencers telling me to buy my clothes from Walmart."
Mm.
And you know what? Same.
They got a big budget.
They
But
have a big budget.
also, if there's a Walmart close to you, you've walked around that section, the clothing section, it's awful. It has not changed. Those are the same clothes that have been there for the last 20 years.
Oh, it's online only, I think they're saying.
Yeah.
But
No, I
their
agree.
website sucks. You remember we tried to shop on Walmart's website?
Mhm.
God, that's awful.
It's real bad. And also, so like I've seen a bunch of these because there was a bunch of guy influencers that were showing Walmart for a little bit. And these people are good. Like influencers are good at their job. They can influence you to buy some bullshit. And they do a good job, but you will never actually see them wear these clothes.
Valid.
Like you're never going to see them again. Like they might put this flannel shirt in there and be like, "Damn, this is a good flannel shirt. Look at how I styled it." But you will never see it again. They're never going to wear it again. It didn't actually go into their closet. like, check back in their feed, and you're never gonna see it again.
Yep.
Like, they sent it back. They all do.
Yep. No, I can't get on board with that one. You got any?
I've got a problem with all the, local influencers who try to tell you about events that you should go to or, you know, spray tans that you should get at certain places or massages that you should get at certain places because legit all they did was go get a free massage and be like, "Hey, you should go get a massage here."
Even though they've never paid for one.
Yeah, they never paid for it. They don't know how much they cost. If you ask them how much they cost, they're gonna have to Google it because
Valid.
they're just getting free shit around their local communities. That shit pisses me off. But they'll
I
make it look so good. Like, damn, I really need a massage, even though I'm perfectly fine. But
I get suckered into everything. I'm probably the most easily influenced person, which I think so many of us are. It's so easy. There are so many influencers who are doing a great job.
no, they do a great job.
They do a great job and they make me want everything and then I buy it and it's freaking garbage. Like those Brooklyn and towels. Like I got the Brooklyn and sheets. That's the sheets that I de-influenced people on because they're hot garbage. And
Hot garbage.
and I'm
Hot as hell.
they're real hot. But I'm still and I even had people tell me, "Don't get the towels either, they suck." But there is this influencer that I'm following, she has a new house, and she put these beautiful Brooklinen towels in her guest bathroom or whatever, and they're striped and they're so pretty, and I want them because I'm seeing them every single day in her videos, and she's talking about how great they are, and even though I know that this company sucks, I still wanna buy them.
No.
And that's
Marketing is good.
marketing is good, and they've got us all brainwashed into believing that we need everything that's new. This thing came out, I gotta try it. Alani, I don't like any other Alani flavors, but every time someone tells me a new one came out, I feel the need to try it. I know I'm not gonna like it. I know I only like this one. But some influencer comes out and tells me she's got a blueberry one. I'm like, "Oh, I like blue things. Maybe I should try it."
Same with Poppy. They did
Ugh.
that Sprite version on the last American Idol, and I was like, man, I really fucking hate Poppy. They've all been shit, but that one, I might need that one. And I know it's gonna suck.
Yeah. They also
They all suck. And I don't need probiotics for my gut.
No, I think your gut's fine.
I think it's fine. But I could get on TikTok in the next 10 minutes and I've said it enough that it's probably gonna like trigger the algorithm. There's gonna be so much probiotic bullshit on my TikTok when I get off this.
Yeah, TikTok, man, they've gotten weird. Like
Yeah.
everything's listening to you too. We have the Alexas in our house. We have the cell phones in general. Everything's listening to you all the time, and it's really scary.
And now it gives you the option to like ask app not to track. That's just tracking anyway. Every time I get on something, it's showing me stuff.
That's true. I hadn't
Like,
even
what
thought
is it not tracking?
Mm, we should sue people. Moving on for just a second.
Mm.
So the kids are going to be out of school.
Dear God.
The kids are going to be out of school in, I think Audrey said like 8 weeks, 8 Mondays or something. 8 more Mondays of school. And what do we do? So now we have 2 of them at home, 11 and 7, and they are bored just on the weekends.
No, the Monday after spring break.
Oh,
Good Lord. They're acting like we're supposed to go to fucking Six Flags after school. Like, you just had the first day of school back, and you're like, they were mad. They were so mad that they were bored.
yeah.
Like, go do something.
Yeah, they were real bored. And I even said, like, "What are we gonna do for summer?" To the kids, like, "What are you expecting? Because we work." And Audrey was like, "We're gonna go to the pool." And I was like, "Well, you can't go to the pool by yourself." She's like, "I can go with my friends." "Well, you can't swim, so nope. I don't trust somebody else's drunk mom to take you to the pool." Like,
Mm.
no. I'm really big about not having my kids drown. And so I just don't want them, all willy-nilly going to the pool with somebody. And what am I supposed to do? Not work? Which, I mean, I'm not doing much right now, but, w you
It's
know,
not a long shot at this
it's not
point.
a long shot. But how do parents do it? So we are, fortunate enough to both work from home and have very flexible schedules. And before we had this job, the kids had they're basically just in daycare. Like Benji was in daycare through the summers, and so it
Yep.
wasn't a big deal. Last year, we did all those stupid freaking camps. Thousands of dollars later, we chauffeured kids around every single day.
If there's a camp out there for summer that's less than like a full school day, don't do it.
No, we
Good
did.
Lord. We had one start at 9 and go to 11, and then the other start at 10 and go to 12, and then we're driving one, picking him up, dropping him off, going to get the other one. That shit was a nightmare.
That was awful. And I was thinking that it was gonna help us
Yeah.
get more work done throughout the summer. No, that was absolutely
We
terrible.
didn't get shit done for like 4 months.
No, that was bad. And so then, I mean, what am I supposed to do? The kids are 11 and 7. They don't really need like a babysitter to come sit with them while we get work done. They need to go and do something. But what do you go and do in Texas other than go to the pool because it's so hot?
So hot.
You know what the answer is?
The Wild Robot. Have you watched that movie with us?
I watched the
That's
tail end.
That's the answer. That shit slaps. The Wild Robot, best kids movie I've seen all year. Might be the only one. So, take that as you will. But
So we're just gonna have the kids watch The Wild Robot every day?
I mean, they should. That was a very wholesome movie. So if you haven't seen it, there's this robot who gets stranded in this little jungle thing on the side of the ocean. He takes in this like duck or goose or some shit and like becomes its mom. And I thought from the previews, get it together, babe. I thought from the previews that it was gonna be like kind of weird because I thought it was just this robot like trying to get along with all these like forest animals. That's not really the case at all, but they didn't really show you that in the previews. But he takes on this duck and like becomes its mom. And it's not even about the robot anymore. It's about the duck and it trying to fit in because it's got a robot mom. That shit was wild.
Can we tell the people that you took a pre-workout?
Oh yeah. As part of our fitness journey, I've been trying to get back into pre-workouts and a little bit of supplementing and just, trying to get the body all nice. And I took a pre-workout before this and probably shouldn't have. I might need to actually like run off some of this afterwards. Sweating a little bit.
I am dying right now. Oh my god. Okay.
But yeah, there's also The Lion King just came out again. And I heard bad things, but what was it? The Little Mermaid? No, the
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
There's a bunch.
Moana 2.
Yeah.
There's some
Moana
good
2.
stuff out there. They're gonna get just deep dive into kids movies. Kids movies are, this might be my hot take. Kids movies are the best movies. How you feel about that?
I think that's fine because I really don't like movies anymore.
That's valid. You've never been a movie person, but like the deep shit that comes from this robot like trying to make his duck kid fit in with other ducks and go on their little migration. Holy shit, tears.
Okay, but why are all Disney movies the same? Somebody's parent dies. Somebody else takes them on. They have to grow up. You cry in all of them, and then they have a happy ending. I swear they're all the same, just a little different. It's like Hallmark movies for kids. All the same. Somebody's parent died.
Well, that's episode 1, but then you get to movie number 2, and that's where it gets a little interesting. Some do good, some fail. It's based on number 2, though. You're right. All of them start the same.
Yeah, they all start the same.
That's why we got to watch Lion King, whatever that second
Prequel.
Yeah, something.
I don't think there should be prequels. I think you already told the story. Don't go backwards. But what I was saying
Maybe.
was I think the way to solve our problems with just, being bored this summer is with a move to Florida.
Good God, that's the answer to everything.
It's the answer to everything. I promise. I promise my depression symptoms will be gone. I'll be healthy and skinny in Florida. I don't exactly know how, but magic. Jesus. Something's going to get me skinny in Florida. I don't really know what it is. But
Probiotic sodas.
I have a hot take, kind of. Maybe it's just me. When we travel, everywhere we go, whether it be in a car or on a plane, a bus or a train. No, I haven't taken any of those. But anyway, I feel like I'm gonna bust out into song. When we travel, my nose grows.
What?
Yeah. So maybe it's just me, but I think it's a thing. Like travel nose. So my nose like doubles in size. And every time we've ever traveled, like when we went on my birthday trip to Mexico, and we took that picture of us on the boat or that little tour boat guide thing, took that picture of us on our way to that resort. Did you see how big my nose was? Because it's every time we travel, when we go to Napa or wherever, anytime I've had a travel day, my nose is double its size. And I don't even look like the same person. And that's so messed up. Because when you travel, you wanna take all these pictures, and it takes, like, several days for my nose to go down.
You think it might be the new smells? And you just trying to like get them all?
I can so tell your pre-workout hit. We are not gonna make it through this episode, guys. So, I don't really know how to fix my travel nose situation. If it's kinda like pregnancy nose, though. You know how pregnant people mine didn't do that.
Is it the nose? I thought it was everything. Don't you just like swell up?
When you're pregnant?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but, like, some people's nose, like, grows, and, it's really sad. So, that's what happens when I travel.
Think it's because they're lying about their symptoms a little bit? Trying to get like, hey, I need you to rub my feet. Nose grows a little bit. Your feet are fine.
You know what? Women grow full humans. You should rub their feet.
Take the little gun to it.
Oh, goodness. Theragun. Oh my gosh. Alright, any more on de-influencing? Because we have gotten way off track today. Way
I
off.
think I'm good. You should open the chat box again though and get some things. I bet there's some people that are pissed about some things that want you to talk about them. Shed some light,
Mm,
like where they got burned.
yeah,
But there's a lot of them.
probably so. So, feel free to send anything that you want me to talk about
Mm,
on de-influencing. We can put it in next episode.
yeah,
I
I
feel
think this might be the theme. We're good at this one.
Yeah, so we've been trying to figure out what our podcast theme is or is going to be. So we
Mm,
want to continue this podcast. For anyone that follows me and knows how inconsistent I am with everything, we are pretty dang consistent with this podcast, at
yeah.
least getting one out. Whether it's good, is questionable. But we're getting them out there. And we are actively trying to figure out our like niche podcast theme, and I feel like it's either hot takes or de-influencing, or maybe a mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
We know what we're talking about with the influencer world, because I've been in it and am rapidly getting out. But we also are pretty decent at marriage advice.
Mm,
I would like to do a segment on marriage advice. I think that would be so much fun. Or like dating advice. So like if
yeah.
you're dating people and you're going on all these, I don't know.
Have people call in kind of thing.
Yeah, like a call in section.
Mm,
If you call in and tell us about your, like, first date, I would love to give feedback on that.
overanalyze the shit out of that.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. And I think that we would have a freaking blast with it, and it would
I
be
got good perspectives on the men's side too.
I got great perspectives on all sides.
Debatable.
Okay. But anyway, so I think that's what our podcast is gonna be about.
Mm,
Little relationship, a little
yeah.
parenting fails because we suck at that. Um, and then hot takes and de-influencing.
All right, we're gonna close this out today. I want to do the Volleman's Family Farm. We got our first sponsor, chocolate milk, baby. We got the top three, because we've got this coming up. Gifts you would expect for an anniversary from your husband.
Okay, it depends on what kind of anniversary it is because we celebrate so many.
Well, this one we're gonna say a 9-year, just like kind of run of the mill regular one, just like a when I asked you to be my girlfriend.
That's 12 years.
Is it?
Yeah,
You said 9 earlier.
that's how long we've been married.
Oh.
He loves me so much, guys.
This is why we have too many, and that's why I need advice on top 3
Okay.
gifts you would like to receive for an anniversary.
Okay, so the best gift for an anniversary, in my opinion, would be a designer bag.
Mm.
I think that's a great gift. I think it needs to be like your one anniversary. You probably can't get one for every anniversary. I just ran into the microphone. But I don't think that you can get a new bag for every anniversary, but I think that would be, like, top of the list.
I need to know how many people have this many anniversaries.
Yeah, we have a few. Okay, moving on. Number 2 would be a new pair of sneakers. So lower price point,
Yeah.
but still something that I would wear all the time.
Okay.
And then number 3 would be a combination of fresh flowers, a really nice bouquet,
Okay.
and a nice dinner at my favorite restaurant.
Okay. That seems reasonable. So, no edible arrangements, no chocolates, no cakes by Melissa. Is that what it was?
I do love Cakes My by Melissa. I think that was a great Valentine's gift.
Mm.
For an anniversary, will never get me an edible arrangement.
No.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's kind of strange.
like fruit, and no, thank you. I don't wanna eat my arrangement. But, yeah, mm-mm.
No jewelry?
I don't know, I'm kinda burned with jewelry on getting a new ring, but I do want actually, this would be great for me, but I was trying to give, like, general, but I actually do need some real gold.
Mm.
I got the real gold and diamond little studs that he got me for Christmas, absolutely love them, but I need, like, a chunkier real gold earring for my first earring hole because these ones are from Amazon. All of my, like, main jewelry is from Amazon, and I've noticed that wearing this cheap crap is making me have cystic acne.
Mm.
And when I don't wear it and dermatitis, and when I don't wear it, those things clear up. And then when I start wearing them again, they come back. And, I think they're trying to poison us.
Mm.
So I need some real gold earrings.
Okay.
And so if you're looking for things to get me for this month's anniversary of 12 years, um, real gold earrings, top
Okay.
of the list. But I would also like a fancy dinner and some fresh flowers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And that's been our top 3 from Volman's Family Farms. All right, guys. We need some sponsors, though. If you know anybody that's trying to sponsor this podcast, have them hit me up. 'Cause I can do my own, but they're not gonna hit the same, I don't think.
All right. We'll see y'all next week, episode 8. God only knows what it's gonna be.
Cut.